You have literally everything in here, plus the branch witch, which is you can't buy it by itself, which is ridiculous. Like this box is like holding hostage one of your most important heroes in this faction. The fact that you can't buy this thing individually still to this day. All right, guys, welcome to the 4th edition Sylvaneth buyer's guide, where I'm trying to maximize your hobby dollars and so you can make an educated decision on what you need to buy or what you should purchase next. This is perfect for your significant other or your partner, or you need some help picking up a gift and you want to keep it secret maybe, or you've heard them talk about this faction called Sylvaneth and you really want to help them make the right decision. So we're going to be running through all the units here. I do have some things that are color coded. So I like these treant guys. They are color coded because they are all in the same box. You can make any of those 3 in that one box. These guys down here with the green border on the bottom, they are also at the bottom or at in the same box. And same with these Kurnoths, they all have the red border at the bottom. They all come from the same box set. So they might have a different name on the box or from the unit that you want to build, but usually it's just a weapon swap or a body swap of some sort. It is slightly different in the game, and the aesthetics are slightly different. To make it a little bit easier for those that are having a hard time buying the right box for somebody, hopefully that makes it simpler. Same with these little bugs down here. They also have like a yellow tag on the bottom, so these are in the same box set as well, just to try and make it a little bit simpler. So let's go over the criteria here. A must buy is something I highly recommend you buying for somebody that is brand new, or basically if you're starting the faction, some of them you might want to buy multiples of. We'll get to that really quick. I'll probably do that first, because the dollar value that you are going to get out of this one box set will end up saving you several dollars over the long run, especially if you want one of everything for just painting or gaming wise. This box set is almost a must-have. Oh, actually, it is a must-have. And that's the Vanguard box. The Vanguard box, especially with the new game that they have at 1,000 points, or roughly 1,000 points. You just buy this box and you can get into the Vanguard game itself. It's slightly different from the standard Age of Sigmar game that everybody plays, but you have literally everything in here, plus the branch witch, which is you can't buy it by itself, which is ridiculous. Like this box is like holding hostage one of your most important heroes in this faction. The fact that you can't buy this thing individually still to this day, and we're talking like 4 or 5 years from now of this box initially launching, and you still can't buy it today, which is crazy to me. I think it's just mind-boggling. But I recommend buying like almost like 3 boxes of these of the Vanguard box. Absolutely. Like, it's the value of it. You get a sprinkling of almost all the pivotal units that you'll need in your faction, other than some of the heroes. Even they have 2 heroes in here. Like the tree guys count as heroes in this faction. So And the Kurnoths are in here. The Tree Revenants and the Spite Revenants are in there as well. So like these down here are in that box. You can build one of these three, and you can build one of these three, and you get a character that you can't find anywhere else. Like if you can find a home for like the third Branch Witch, I would always recommend to like hold on to like two of them, especially if you're gaming wise. The Branch Witch itself, it's a nice model to paint, but I don't think it's one of those models that a painter must paint. I don't think it's that important. And I think as a painter, like the value out of this is impossible to ignore. So for everybody, I would highly recommend buying multiples of this box set. Okay, for the next unit, this is the Dryads, and we're going to Buyer's Beware. These are old models. They've been out since End Times, I think End Times they got resculpted. That's a long time ago. That's 10 plus years ago. And I have a feeling they are going to get resculpted sometime in the next probably 4 or 5 years or something. Or it could be this year. Who knows? Unless you really must have them for a gaming choice, I would just skip them for now. Not buy them, because they are going to get probably resculpted sometime in the near future, unless you absolutely need it in a list. I mean, they're nothing really that special to actually use as a muse for painting. They're just a battle line unit, just a generic unit for the army. So I wouldn't put too much stock on buying this unit. But I mean, if you want to just collect them all, so let's Durthu, Spirit of Durthu. He's amazing. He's really, I've played with him a few times on the tabletop. He pretty much kills anything he touches. The model is gorgeous. The build was fun. Everything about these three trees are just amazing buys. This is the Ancient is probably more of a painter's choice. The Tree Lord has some play in some lists, especially in the index. Definitely going to need him in maybe some instances. Has some interesting rules, but very cool for painting. Absolutely. So these two definitely have quite a bit of play in the game itself, but the only reason it's not up here is because these guys are already in the Vanguard box, and you're probably gonna want to buy 2 or 3 boxes of these anyways. The Ancient, it's kind of a sleepy unit in the game itself. So I think we're waiting for either a points update or maybe some rules to change, because they're just not as good as they could be. Definitely a painter's choice, because this sculpt is probably one of my favorites out of the whole range, especially out of the tree guys. Durthu is really cool, but I still think the Tree Ancient is the coolest out of all of them. Let's go to Spite Revenants. Spite Revenants is, I think they're more a gamer's choice. It's really hard for me to sell the foot troops as a painter's choice. There has to be a lot going on for it. There has to be some really fine details, or like really character look to them for me to recommend them to a painter. So these would be more if they want to build a list with Drycha. She pairs with them really well. Because she gives them +1 to hit, +1 to win with one of her spells. So if you have a Drycha list, I can highly recommend that. But other than that, I don't see them, unless someone really likes the look of them aesthetically. They're more of a gamer's choice, in my opinion. The Tree Revenants, they have some really fine details. They have that added detail to it where I think they could fit in any of these. They're not quite amazing. Yeah, so this is kind of both. I feel like they can go into either one. What is the use of this thing? Okay. Honestly, they could be either one. I think they're really these kind of jumble between the two, aesthetically or gaming wise. So they could be in either one, to be honest. So let's go with Drycha, since they kind of pair with the Spite Revenants. She's kind of amazing. Like painting wise, so the Drycha, it's definitely playable. I don't know how good she is in the game quite yet. I haven't played with her. She looks like she's still got some play to her. She counts as a monster, so she's got some play taking objectives. She looks kind of killy. She's got a 3-up save, you know. She's got some good rules behind her, and she's got some versatility. So I feel like she could be here as well, though. She definitely, I think she's amazing, because like she kind of groups together with the painting side and the gaming side of this faction. And if someone's interested in that, then this is definitely the faction for them. So we'll do the Arch Revenant. Arch Revenant is right now, I think he's more of a painting choice. He's not exactly getting, with how the faction plays, you need to maximize getting your faction terrain out. Now he doesn't help with that, so he's only here to buff the Kurnoth units and in combat, and currently he's probably a little bit over costed for what you want him to be doing, which makes him very difficult to fit in the list. Currently he stays in the painter's choice. If I highly recommend to get it if you want to paint him, because he's like got very unique character. Definitely I'm looking forward to painting mine up. But currently, if you want it for gaming, you're probably not going to get too much use out of them currently, with how the rules are shaken up right now. Let's start off with this. Let's go with the Kurnoths next. So we got Kurnoth Hunters. You're gonna buy probably 3. I highly recommend buying 3 of the Vanguard box, but you're probably gonna need these. This is such a shakeup. Like I think they're amazing. And honestly, since you're already probably gonna buy, I'm already recommending you buy the Vanguard box multiple times. You're not gonna need that many more. They're really nice kits. They are amazing. They do scratch the itch for a painter and a gamer. So I highly recommend you take a look at this. If you're a little bit on the budget and you can't buy a Vanguard box for somebody, then buying one of these boxes, because they're a bit on the cheaper side than the rest of these. Drycha's probably, I think, around the same price tag as these Kurnoths here. All right, so let's go to the faction terrain. Honestly, it's a gamer's choice. They're just trees. You can definitely find other kits that a hobbyist will want to do more than just build and paint some trees. So you need 2 of these if you're gonna play. I highly recommend at least minimum 2 sets of these if you're gonna play this faction. But other than that, they're kind of a sleepy pick. Faction Train, or the faction endless spells, honestly, only if you want them to paint. Only if they want them to paint. They're not very effective in the game right now, but they definitely are a very unique and cool set of, they're very neat models. But honestly, it's such a shame that like maybe only 2 of them are actually half decent. The other one, the skull, the tree one is kind of useless, to be honest. But I'm hoping that the battle tome will probably fix them, but we'll see. The War Song Revenant, I think it's a must buy, especially in how the actual faction functions, and also how beautiful this model is. A painter's gonna really enjoy painting this and putting it together, but also because it's already got a terrain piece, like the base is already done for them. They just have to paint it up, so they don't really have to throw much more in the way of money at setting up this base. And they'll be all set. In the game wise, it's a 2 cast, super strong, not unique caster, so it can take enhancements, super versatile. The points for it is, I think it's on point with how much it's worth points wise, and it's not a monster, so it can hide from shooting. So I rate this one very, very highly for gaming and for painting. It's not nearly as high as the Vanguard box just because of the value, but I mean, it's up there. It's definitely up there. So these are the Lancers. Lancers are, I think they're amazing. They are definitely cooler than, I think they're cooler than the tree guys. The Seekers and these are the models that got me into the faction, like I said in the last buyer's guide I made for Sylvaneth. But I still love them. Faction wise, they give you some speed. They're pretty tanky and survivable. They can't take too much of a hit, but they can dish out some pain as well. They are definitely up there. I will be testing these out. Definitely I want the Lancers to be so good. I'm telling you, like I love those models so much. But hopefully, like these are definitely a painters will definitely want them, and they're decent in the game. Are they a must buy? That is dependent on if they want to play them in a list, you know, like that is they're not an auto include, and it's not like most of your lists are going to have them in here. Some lists might not even have these in them, so they're just amazing. But you will definitely get some value out of them, even if they're just a gamer or a painter. The Gosmids, these have gone up in rating since the last time. They're actually really good in the game right now. Aesthetically, they look just better versions of the tree revenants because they got wings, and they don't have a flight stand. They're jumping off of like tree, like tactical twigs. They're jumping off of tactical twigs. GW's really stepped up their game of not it just being a rock. I really highly rate these guys. They're a lot of there's so many units in this faction that have play. I feel They've balanced the internally this book or this index very well. The Lydia Vines, man, she's tough. I know a lot of people are using her in lists, but I don't see it. Like, she qualifies as a monster. She can't really come back. You want her in combat, but she's very squishy. I just I don't see it. I don't see her being all that valuable for those that want to play her in the game. I know some people have used her faction. Her rules are really good, but she fits in any of these. A little bit of a combination of both. But okay, well, I guess she'd be like bottom of the amazing, I guess. Yeah, I would put her at the very bottom of amazing. Belthanos, okay, he's a must buy. The model is insane. The rules for him just unlock so much potential for the faction itself. I don't know what else to say about him. He's just such a cool hero that they added to this army, and he ties in with these bugs here, and just aesthetically everything kind of fits because he's a hero in this army now. So like, you got the Kurnoth hunters, he's a Kurnoth, but he's also on a bug, you know. It's there's so many things that are just all tying together with this army. Like, this Revenant is a hero, and you got Revenant just foot troops, Revenant flying troops, you know. And the fact that this song Revenant, I believe they fly as well. The flying foot troops also comes in handy, you know. And then we got the Thigh Queen herself. Definitely a must buy. Her rules have blown up big time in this new edition. I don't know if she's not quite an auto include, but she's definitely up there in the sake of playability. She's a 3 cast, very tanky. She can still die fairly easily in this edition, but she can heal back up. If she doesn't get knocked out immediately, she has ways of getting out of there and then being effective later in the game. And if she still dies, she can come back on 4+. Now, I'm not sure if we get to roll that continuously. I have to look up at FAQs if there is any, but as I see it now, you can keep rolling that until she comes back, and she can do that for other units. Now, I'm pretty sure that can only be affected once per game, but that also, the way it's written, I'm not exactly sure if it can only be done once. The recursion in this is pretty nuts. And she hits like a truck. She is the only one that I see is like, maybe Belthanos is also up there as well, that might compete with the Vanguard box. I say she is the model that a painter will want to paint out of the whole range. He's probably second, or the big trees will be part of that as well. But Vanguard box 2, 3, minimum 3. I mean, like, I'd buy at least 3 of these, and then if you want 3 units of these, or like reinforce some of them, you can. But definitely, if you can, and they want to get into the faction and they don't have Lyriel yet, they will jump to the moon of how happy they are of getting this as a gift. I have mine. I'm gonna be going a little crazy with my bases and all stuff, so it's gonna take a long time before I actually get mine done. But I'm pulling all the stops with this one. This is the reason why I think the faction is so cool, and these are the reason why I'm collecting the army now. The rest of the range is just, GW just gets this faction so well aesthetically. They're very nice. And But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, let me know. We film this all live on Twitch. Hopefully this is helpful, and I'm gonna edit this down for future reference. I didn't include the Warcry box set because I suspect the Warcry box is going to not be included in the new battle tomes. That's what I'm suspecting. We'll know for sure with the Skaven and the Stormcast Eternal boxes, if the Warcry boxes are going to be viable going forward. But also they're the first book, so they might get a pass. Who knows? We'll see. But if I put the Warcry, it'd be down here. Buyers beware, because you might not be able to play with them anymore. But worst comes to worst, you could probably use them as like unit champions for these type of units or something. Or I don't know if there's like a Kurnoth unit model or something. I don't know. But like you'd probably be able to use them as like unit champions or something. And have like a unique looking champion. So thanks everybody for coming. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments below. And I'm looking forward to doing some more of these. I'm sorry there was such a large gap in between videos, but when I started doing the buyer's guides, they dropped 4th edition. So, and I wanted to do justice and actually get some games in so I could actually help you all and make as close of the correct decision on what you should buy next. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much. Stop by my Twitch at www.twitch.tv/ShortyPaintStudios. I go live Mondays and Tuesdays, and sometimes Fridays and Saturdays at around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes I have to do like a 6 p.m., 6:30. It all depends on my schedule. But if you drop me a follow or a sub, I very much appreciate you. Okay, bye guys.